Hey everybody,
Hi everyone,
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
ElleKosGlam back from New Orleans.
All right everybody, happy Friday to each and every one of you. Today guys, we're talking about the return of cruising.
Yay!
Sort of.
Sort of.
Right after this. All right, welcome and happy Friday to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see.
Rachel is first.
Rachel's first.
I'm going to give her a high five. That's the air high five. Hey Rachel.
Cherry, Christine, Perfectly Chunky, Susie, Junko, Jahira, hello, Travel Just Setter, beautiful Leslie, Kate Crump, Shay Holmes, Cynthia, Alex, hello, Natural, E, Linda. Hello to everybody.
Shout out to everybody.
Auntie Gladys.
Shout out to everybody stemmy balling. We stemmy balling over here. I just learned that this week. Shout out to everybody.
I am never taking you to New Orleans again.
They taught me this. It's called stemmy balling. Stemmy balling. I like that. I've been laughing at the memes on Facebook and Instagram all week. And if you know, I'm silly on Facebook. So I just crack jokes. It's all in love. It's just jokes, honey. That's all it is. Happy birthday to Cruise Talk, who's on down below.
Where you stole my thunder on that?
He's been vacationing.
Yes, everybody wish Cruise Talk a happy birthday. As for you, sir, happy birthday to you, my friend. Oh, Cherry, thank you so much for that super chat.
I'm just gonna let Mr. Traveler do this one because I need to sit back. He said I'm gonna steal his thunder, so I'm gonna let him stay.
I was gonna do it. I didn't mean that. I apologize, my huns. Anyway, guys, welcome and happy Friday to everybody. So we are coming to you with good news today. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. So, I see Alistair's on there. Hello there, sir. All the way from Scotland. I see Jahira. I see Kira. Aloha.
Aloha.
All right, everybody. So let's talk about what's going on in the cruise world, ladies and gentlemen. In case you haven't heard, we'll give you some information on the return to cruising and some specifics that go along with it. So earlier last week, the first ones out of the gate were, I believe, was Virgin. That said that when they do their return to cruising, they are going to require folks to have vaccines to come back on board their ships. Followed closely by Crystal Cruises, which is one of the smaller luxury brands, that also noted that they're going to start doing a cruising program out of Nassau beginning in July. And they're going to be cruising around the Bahamas, going to some very interesting ports. They're going to be going to, what's your place you love to go to?
I love to go to all of them if I can.
The Exumas, that's what I was going to say. So the Exumas and a bunch of the Bahamian islands on there, they too are requiring everybody on board to be 100% vaccinated. But so let's get to the really good news is that some of the bigger lines are coming on board with this notice already too. So first off, the Celebrity came out today. There she is right there. The Celebrity Millennium will begin cruising begin cruising June the 5th from St. Martin, ladies and gentlemen. So this cruise ship, the Celebrity Millennium, will begin sailing from St. Martin beginning June 5th, and you can start booking that as soon as March the 25th. So some information for you guys. Well, first of all, you have to be 100% vaccinated to go on board the ship. You also have to follow the rules and regulations that you would normally have to do to get to St. Martin, which is COVID testing before, and then you need COVID testing coming back. You probably have to register with the website for the island and all that good stuff. So you still have to do the normal things you would do if you're going to travel to St. Martin, but you do have to be 100% vaccinated. to be able to join this cruise out of St. Martin on the Celebrity Millennium. So it's exciting, guys. I will admit, and I am a little bummed out that it's all 100% vaccinated, but I am glad to see that the cruise ships are returning and returning in some form. Eventually, I think that we'll see that vaccination requirement go away, and that'll kind of fade out over time. But that looks like what it's going to be for the initial startup of the cruising industry is going to be requiring these vaccinations.
I already predicted it, and I knew this was coming. I said this a year ago, that we would have to be vaccinated before we cruise, and it's happening.
You did. I did not want to believe you on that.
I told you.
So some information on this, guys. Some of the places it's going. Like I said, it's going to be leaving from St. Martin. They are visiting Aruba, Curacao, Barbados, Tortola, and St. Lucia. Those are some of the islands that they will be visiting, and wouldn't that be fantastic right about now?
Of course.
Some of the pricing, starting with air. They have air and sea packages for Celebrity, starting off at $19.99 per person for including air and cruise. So obviously, guys, because this is a very reduced capacity on these ships and very limited sailings, the prices are going to be a little bit higher than you would normally pay on a cruise. But
we knew that was coming.
Yeah, but $19.99 per person for the air and the cruise is really not too bad.
That's right.
So that was the big news for Celebrity, followed briefly thereafter by Royal Caribbean. They kind of faked this out earlier this week. They came out with a big announcement from Royal Caribbean, and then it turned around out to be that they announced that Royal Caribbean was going to be opening up the West Coast ports out of LA, which is big news. That's really great news for Royal Caribbean. They'll be coming out of the West Coast, coming out of California, coming down the road. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, the really big news that finally ended up coming out was that Adventure of the Seas will also start cruising the Bahamas. You can start booking Adventure of the Seas starting March the 24th.
That's great news.
And begin sailing on June the 12th. And Adventure of the Seas is a fantastic ship. We've been on her. We've actually got a tour on our channel if you'd like to take a look at it.
Uh-oh.
Beautiful, beautiful ship. Lots of activities. Great, great thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to be porting out of, just like Crystal is going to be porting out of Nassau. Mm-hmm. And they'll be going to Coco Cay. They'll be doing like overnights in Coco Cay. They'll be going to Cozumel and then some different stops within the Bahamas. And those sailings will start on June the 12th. Take a moment to say a great big thank you to CJ Kyles for that super chat, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
CJ Kyles, we go way back. He says, one love to the OG cruise couple. So what we doing, Mr. Traveler? Are we getting the shot or not? Shaking my head. I really want to cruise. Me too. Mr. Traveler, better think about getting the shot because we can't cruise unless we get it. But comment below and let us know, do you feel like we forced to get it?
Yeah.
I think we have to get it.
Now, personally, CJ, to answer your question, I am not doing it. It's a personal choice, and I don't knock anybody that's doing it, and hopefully people don't knock the folks that don't decide to do it.
Yeah. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah. Personally, and even Mr. Travel and I even kind of I think we have different opinions on this. I think she's more ready to do it
because I want to
cruise than I am, and I'm just not.
I think I'm ready to be over everything.
Yeah.
The mask, the CDC, the virus, the social distancing, the not talking to people when I go to the market because I really like to talk.
Yeah.
The friendliness, the kindness, I'm over it all. I'm ready to go back to normal, which is now a new normal.
Well, and you know what, and that's part of the reason why I'm not like super jumping for joy. I am jumping for joy that it's returning to cruising.
I'm not buying it because we've been told that 1,000 times that we would cruise, and now are we sure?
Well, yes, they're going to go and they're going to do vaccinations. The reason I'm upset is because of the CDC dragging their feet on this thing, and it has pushed us to this point where the cruise lines are having to resort to doing this. They're having to resort to going to foreign ports and making people be 100% vaccinated to return to sailing. They're not doing this in the Mediterranean. Last year, they were cruising just fine.
I want to be happy, but then we've been let down like 9 times. So maybe the 10th time we will go.
Caviar Dreams, Travel and Things. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you so much.
Character holding their head in their hand saying, "You're my number one."
Thank you for that. That's super sticker.
The little character is going. Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Auntie Glad's telling me to bite the bullet, nephew. Yeah. I agree with Daniel. Testing should be enough.
What did he say?
Daniel right there. Danielle is saying testing should be enough.
Testing should be enough. Once they stick the thing down your brain, that should be enough. But oh no, we have to also get vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm
just frustrated with the whole thing. Really,
I am too. I'm really frustrated that our government has drugged their feet on this. I mean, they've basically almost forgotten about it. They're like moved on to other things, and this is just secondary.
Something else, it's not a priority anymore.
And you look at some of the bailouts that they've done with different industries. They did a bailout of Amtrak and some of the airlines and some restaurants, and now that's fine and good. I don't understand the Amtrak part, but whatever. Yeah. But nothing for anything with ports, travel agencies. I know they're not going to do it for the cruise ships because they're foreign flagged, and I get that. But what about the support agent? What about the support for those industries that they are totally devastating here in the United States? Not a peep about it, and I'm really frustrated. I'm trying not to get too upset about it, but I really am. I am really frustrated with them, and they've driven the cruise line to go to this point. But I am glad that people are going to be able to begin to return to sailing and get back there. Navigating Nassau is going to be a little tricky. The airfares tends to be a little bit high to get there. An option for you may be to fly to Miami and catch they have a couple of different ferry options to kind of hook and crook around there. So it's going to take a little bit of logistics work with the Nassau part. But you can fly directly into Nassau, you really can, but it may end up costing you a little bit more.
Joe Daughtery said, beyond frustrated, we gave up cruising for 2 years. We booked now to fly directly to Hawaii in 6 weeks. I don't blame them. We've been trying to, learn about the resorts a little bit more because we are new to the resort scene. Yeah. So I don't blame you, Joe. I can see your point there. It gets frustrating after you book so many cruises and so many cancel. You ready to get out the house now. It's been longer than a year now, a year and some days.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up because do we want to wait and do that on Sunday? But,
okay.
Yeah.
Am I still in the thunder?
Well, no, you're still in the thunder. I was getting ready to go into that about the year, but let's do that on Sunday. Maybe because that'll be more of a serious conversation, I guess. Problem. CJ Kyles again.
CJ Kyles.
Thank you for that super chat.
Thank you. He said, I feel like the CDC will make all cruise lines enforce the vaccine rule. I'm going to wait until July or August to see what Carnival does. That's a good point. Thank you so much for sharing. We love you, CJ Kyles.
And guess what? If the CDC tries to mandate that, they are going. You might as well say goodbye to cruise lines. There's no way they'll.
Can they do
that? There's a lot of things that they do that,
We steamy balling. Got another super chat.
Oh, Eric Mendez.
Thank you so much, Eric Mendez.
Thank you for the super chat.
Therapy isn't a vaccine. They will force us soon. Even if you get the vax, you can still spread.
Yes.
That clears up a lot of questions we was getting.
And that's right. You're absolutely right. People that had the vaccine can still be spreaders. And,
I can't see the end of this. It's frustrating.
If they require us to have the vaccine to go on all the cruise ships, you might as well say goodbye to the cruise ship industry as you know it. because there's no way they're going to be able to fill up all these ships on a consistent basis, week after week after week, with all the cruise ships that they have now with vaccinated folks. It's just not going to happen. There's too many people that are opting not to do this.
I think they're putting their hope in the vaccine, and they're hoping that the vaccine will lead us on to the cruise lines. Maybe this is a step in the right direction for them, but then you have to think about the passengers too. We have to take the vaccine. The vaccine hasn't been tested, and that's one particular reason why Mr. Traveler will not take the vaccine, is because it hasn't been tested. Nobody knows the side effects. Nobody knows what happens
In the long
10,
term.
20, 30 years from now. So I can see his point. But then again, I want to just take the vaccine because I'm ready to cruise, but I got to think about the long term in this thing as well. We need to make sure we know what we're putting in our bodies. That's for sure. We don't want to just take the vaccine and just be taking it, and then we thinking it's going to protect us from other contagious people, and come to find out, no, it doesn't. It really don't protect you from other people. It just kind of lessens the effect of it, right? It changes the DNA of where it's supposed to be RNA of the message that's sent. So it gets complicated, but
I mean,
hopefully it'll help.
It offers protection. I mean, I can't knock that it doesn't, but it's not going to stop somebody from being a spreader or anything like that.
Marlinsky said, did you have to get tested to leave Mexico? We did.
Yes, we did.
We didn't have to show proof of vaccine, but we had to get tested for COVID. And it was the antigen test, which was the long one that goes down your nose. It's not the little swab one. No.
Yeah, so I totally disagree with mandating people to have this vaccine to go on these ships. I totally disagree with it, because we are proving that we can get along in a society without it and still be together in groups. We've been doing resorts like crazy.
We have. And I hope you've been enjoying the footage.
And we've done that. We go to restaurants. We have Disney World down the street with all these people here.
There are so many people here right now.
And
Spring break.
I hate where I wasn't gonna lie to you. I hate wearing the mask. I'm sure a lot of you do too. But you know what? We do it to stay safe.
We just have to do it.
And I'm fine with the mask thing and the testing and all that stuff. And I totally get it. I just do not agree with making them do the vaccine. But the CDC has pushed the cruise lines to this point. They offered wonderful return to sail plans to the CDC with all these safety guidelines on how they're going to do things and handle things and all that good stuff. And the CDC has just been silent.
Yes.
Silent.
I'm surprised they're so silent now, and they've been so loud a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are they? They hiding in the cut, as we say in the hood. Hiding back in the cut.
Oh boy.
Thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in. Welcome. We are Mr. and Miss Traveler. I'm ElleKosGlam. And also follow us on Facebook on Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers, where we continue the conversations and just have fun and let our hair down over there. Some people post jokes. Some people post their bad experiences where they went on a vacation. Some people do shots out to people that they met, in a group that they travel with us with. They talk to each other. So make sure you make your way over to Mr. Traveler Cruise Lovers and answer those 3 questions. That way we know you're not a troll and you are a real person. So also, if you're waiting to get out the house, I think it's about time to start easing out there and start traveling a little bit. Don't be scared. Give us a call, 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com. There are a lot of safe places that you can go. Hopefully you're enjoying us being the guinea pigs going out traveling for you guys, because that's what we pick in places that we think is safe for you to go. I'm not sure about New Orleans, though.
Well, let me answer a couple of questions on here. Hey guys, if you get a chance, hit them thumbs up for us.
It was pretty
thumbs up for us.
there.
That's
Thumbs
a
up.
great compliment you can pay us, guys. We love them thumbs up.
Thank you.
It helps out the channel more than you know.
Yes.
I want to answer a couple of questions on here.
Okay.
Cherry, what happens when someone's positive on a cruise? Absolutely great question. And that's something.
Same thing that happens at the resorts.
Absolutely. Good point. And the cruise lines have tackled this point. They actually have sections of the ship that are cordoned off, especially for people to quarantine.
Yes. There's a separate section for them. They have a team. They have up their team of healthcare workers. God bless them. We are praying for them because they are on the front lines. When somebody has COVID on a cruise, it is no joke. So they have to do PPE. They have to work and everything. And shout out to the crew. You know, the crew, they've been out of work for a year. I know they're looking to come back, especially the healthcare workers that works on the ships. We don't really talk a lot about them. I myself work in healthcare, so I know the feeling of trying to help people. And when it hits home, it's just totally different. You know, when you get sick or, you know, your loved one gets sick. I'm sure Cruise Talk can relate because he was actually affected with this horrible disease, but thank God he's better and he saw his birthday. So I didn't want to steal his thunder, but I'm just happy to see Cruise Talk on there. I didn't want to steal Mr. Traveler thunder, but I was just happy to see him back, and he had a birthday. You know, he could have been snuffed out. You know,
that's right.
So shout out to the crew that's working. Yes, there is a whole different facility for them. I had to speak up for that because that's my department. I'm a healthcare worker.
Right. They
they
quarantine them, and then part of the return to sail that the CDC required was how are you going to get people back home without using basically public transportation. So those are the things that the cruise lines had to present. Hey, if this happens, here's what we're going to do. Part of that is actually having cabins available for quarantine. So that's a great question.
Now, let me just say this. I understand that some people are totally against getting the vaccine. Some people are with it. They already got the vaccine. This conversation is not for my elderly family. My elderly family, my pre-existing family, get the shot. Make sure you get it if you feel comfortable enough to get it, because I hope every elderly person in my family do get the shot, because that at least that kind of protects them. Because if they get the COVID or if they get, you know, pick this disease up, they don't have a crying chance. You know, it'll hit them hard. So I'm talking to the, you know, our let's just say 50 and under crowd maybe. You have a choice if you don't have any pre-existence, but if you over that age and you are elderly and you have some issues going on, please go get the vaccine. That's just my personal opinion. But if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it.
Christine Wilson asked a good question and I'm not sure what she's talking about there, but because of COVID, I'm not able to do a Sweet 16 for my daughter. Would there be things to do for a teen if we travel there? I'm not sure what you mean by there, if you mean like Florida here or Cancun.
I'm thinking she's talking about Florida. She's talking about her.
Either way, yes.
Yes, bring it to Florida. Make sure they pack their mask, sanitizer, spray, Lysol, and just bring them here.
Florida is wide open.
It's wide open, but it's a lot of people here.
It is so many people here this week.
I'm glad that it's open, and I'm glad that they're able to enjoy it because it's been 85 every day. And
my half-hour commute was an hour today. Glad you're here.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but we have vacation houses around our house, and there's a dog that keeps barking. So we apologize for that. But the vacationers bring their dogs around. So Mr. Snowball, he don't like that. So sometimes he growls.
Cherry, it was the wonderful super sticker there.
Yay.
We love that pair.
The pair character bowing down, saying thank you. Thank you so much. Every red copper goes to our vision of our business. Thank you so much, so we can get out there and travel and show you what you need to do to travel. I think it's time to kind of ease out there. If you've been home for a year or you just been in the house, it's time to ease on outside. Start going to the market. Start going to stores. Start getting out the house. Have a picnic outside. You know, go in your backyard and barbecue, or just like Cruise Talk said, come to Florida. You know, it's time to ease out there a little bit.
So, follow-up question with Cherry. She said, do you have to pay extra for medical if positive? Another great question.
That's a good question.
So this is where, so let me tackle this differently. We don't know exactly what the cruise is going to do just yet. 100%. I mean, there's some things that are out there, but I'm speaking specifically for the Florida, not for this new stuff that they're doing here. But when their return to sailing, what are you going to say? So, for instance, at the resort, a couple of the resorts that we've been to, if you test positive, part of the rate that you pay for there also includes up to whatever it is, 14 days of quarantine stay if you happen to test positive. Now, some of the resorts, like one we're going to get ready to go to the next couple months, it's actually, if you test positive, there's a quarantine room, but they charge you 50% of the current price. So we got to get some insurance for this one.
Okay, got it.
So, travel insurance probably now is more important more than ever.
Okay.
To make sure that you have that coverage, because absolutely. So even if you went to a resort, or even if a cruise line had a place for you for 10 to 14 days to quarantine, what about if you were really, really sick? Not just asymptomatic or just a little bit sick. What if you're really, really sick?
Like hit you where you can't even get out of bed.
Yeah. That's going to be important for you to have some medical coverage. So, you know, now more than ever when you're doing things like this, we do definitely recommend doing the travel protection. And like you just heard, we said we checked out the resort we're going to, and it's a pricey resort. So if something, God forbid, happened to us where we had to stay there for 14 days, my goodness, that would that would be mighty expensive, even at half off.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. His birthday's coming up, and you know we try to do it real big for our birthdays. Mr. Traveler just had a birthday. My birthday coming up. I plan my trip. I'm ready to go, but we still have to be careful, and we have to be safe. So please, please, please watch our videos on safety, and make sure you just, if you're ready to get out there and kind of go out there and kind of vacation a little bit, go to the places we recommended, because we've been out there. You know, we've been on a plane, 6 times?
Probably more than that.
About 7 times since the pandemic started, to show you what you need to do, how to do it, and why you should do it. We're not making these videos for nothing. We're making them for you. So please take advantage of them and just kind of be safe out there. And because we still in the pandemic, you know, we have to be safe, but we want to be fun, and I know everybody's just tired of being at home at this point.
So a couple of really quick things to, let's see, what did I say? Travel Jet Center says, what resorts are you two going to?
Oh,
we're not telling yet.
It's a secret.
You have to wait and see.
It will not be the Grand Pyramid, though.
We're going to a very nice place this time.
Yes.
Can't wait to show that guys to you. I saw somebody.
This is on Mr. Traveler, so I can't really comment because I spilled the beans on where I was taking him, but he won't spill the beans on where he's taking me. You have to.
As Gladding said, I flew from Boston to West Palm Beach, no problems. One of our favorite airports. I love the Palm Beach Airport.
We love West Palm Beach. We love it there.
What happens if it's your child and not you? Obviously you can stay with them.
That's in your price of your ticket.
Good point with the cruises, and that's what it was. It said Drea 711 said, sorry you had to be vaccinated to get on the ship, so that means those that don't want the vaccine will have to continue to wait to cruise. Yes, you're going to have to continue to wait with the rest of us that are not going to get the vaccine.
Yes.
I believe it'll be coming later on this year.
You think so? You think
but
so?
Yes, I do. I'm claiming that.
My hopes I'm tired of getting my hopes up.
But good point about this is that those ships that I mentioned, with the exception of Virgin, because they're adults only anyway, those other ships are on there is a vaccine is required for those 18 and up. So if you have children going with you, they don't have to be vaccinated.
Thank you for the super chat.
Who's that?
Cherry.
Cherry.
So much.
Oh, you stimmy balling today, Cherry.
Stimmy balling.
Thank you for the super chat, Cherry. Appreciate you.
Every single dime of it goes towards our vision of our parents. They believed in us. They going to heaven. God bless them. And we just want to fulfill their vision of our business, and they are the push behind us. There's a lot of new people that's on, so we need to do an updated video on who we are and what we do. I feel like that needs to come out really soon.
That would be fun. Yeah, we didn't do that on a Sunday. That's always fun.
Yeah,
that's a good Sunday video.
So anyway, somebody asked, so how was New Orleans?
I really enjoyed the food. The food was great. With the exception of I was a little disappointed. I love New Orleans barbecue shrimp.
Yes.
If you never had it, it's very delicious. And it's like a mixture with butter, Worcestershire sauce, rosemary, salt, pepper. It's a lot of stuff in there, and it's this wonderful, delicious, buttery sauce. We went to a restaurant. I only found one restaurant that had it, and they did not do it right, and I was so disappointed because I could put my foot in it. So my expectations was high because
that's what he cooks all the time.
But other than that, the food was great. The gumbo, the jambalaya, the etouffee,
red beans and rice.
The red beans rice.
They do a lot of Cajun
the beignets. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was absolutely great.
Very southern in New Orleans, very southern. But you have to be careful when you go to New Orleans. We went with a lot of people. We had over 50 family members with us, but it's almost spring break everywhere, so it was super packed there too as well.
Yeah. The history is very cool. Like those are some old buildings that they're still using, and I think that is really, really cool. Bourbon Street was not as big as I imagined it. Like how you see it in the movies. It really is. It's kind of small, and you guys probably know, like Miss Travel and I are not drinkers or anything like that. So it was a little bit of a. We had a good time with the family.
We did. They didn't make us feel uncomfortable because we didn't drink, but we like to dance, so we danced with them. Yeah. But they was really respectable. But everybody else, they just we went bull riding, and I rode the bull, and I probably shared that footage.
I should have put that up.
You should see me riding the bull. It was so funny.
I'm gonna show y'all on Sunday. I promise. Okay. I'm gonna put it on my thing. I can show you.
And I rode the bull in a lot. 25 of my other cousins rode the bull. I just want to say happy birthday to my sister-in-law. She know who she is. Happy birthday to my cousin Squirty. Happy birthday to, who else's birthday was it? Dominique, her son, and some more people's birthday. It was like so many people's birthday, and we hadn't seen our family in a long time, so it felt good to catch up with them.
Absolutely. Kathy Gilby's on here.
Oh, wow.
And
hey,
she said she
Kathy.
loved her birthday's in April too. April birthdays.
Yeah.
Yay, happy birthdays.
Spring birthdays. Yay.
All right. So, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to bring that news to you that we are returning to cruising in some form.
We are.
And it's really, it's hopeful we are one day closer, but we're going to have to wait for us to get here into the United States. Hopefully, by them starting to do this, and we'll get the conversation started with our government where they'll start at least giving us the green light so we can get back.
Everybody else is cruising. How come we not
As
cruising?
Cruise Talk mentioned earlier, no word from NCL or Carnival as of yet to see if they're gonna do something or not. So
we'll see.
I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll wait with bated breath and see what happens. But this is good. I mean, we're
one day closer.
We're moving. We're one day closer.
We're moving towards the way that we need to move, but we're going to move safely.
Yeah.
And I guess they're taking their time, which is a good thing because they want to make sure we don't have another hiccup or another bump in the road where we have to just stop cruising altogether and start all over again. Who want to start this process again? Not me. So we want to make sure that we continue to stay abreast of this channel, and we'll keep you updated. We finally on the cruise information. We have been at resorts a lot, and doing a lot of land trips. But I'm ready to cruise now. I really am.
Snowball. I still want to see Snowball. Hey, buddy. Come on, buddy.
There he goes. Come on. Yep. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, he's being shy today.
Come on.
I gotta connect the snowball cam again. Come on, buddy. There we go.
There you go. He's getting to be an old man now. He's 10.
Say hi to everybody, pup.
Say hi. Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Good boy.
Oh boy, such a mean guard dog.
He barks on command.
Oh yeah.
We miss our snowball.
Danielle Horry says one time for cruising without a vaccine.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. So we'll come back on Sunday. We want to chit-chat a little bit about like our 1 year anniversary since it's been over a year now since we cruised. We meant to go live Monday, but we didn't get to it. But we want to just talk about that kind of like a year in review. And I'm showing you some Miss Traveler on a mechanical bull footage.
I rode the bull. Hey, I'll skydive. I'll do it. I'll try it. I think I'm more excuse me. I think I'm more daring than Mr. Traveler when it comes to activities outside. I'll try it, but as far as swimming with the sharks, that's probably the only thing I probably would not try to do.
I'm the water adventure. You're
He
the
would
sky
do it.
adventure.
Oh, there's the washing machine.
That's our cue.
Sorry. So everybody who logged on, welcome. Please make sure you rewind this video, go back and watch it, because we gave you some really good cruise tips that's going towards starting the cruise. You want to watch this video back. If you just joining us, thank you so much. Thumbs up if you love content like this. Thank you so much for following us all the way from Cancun to New Orleans. Now we back in Florida, and we're about to leave again. So we're getting as much content as we can for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do you have anything to say?
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you so much. We appreciate you. Life's short.
Have fun.
See the world.
Snowball said bye, everybody.
See the world with the vaccine right now.